Okay, we're going to be making the Halloween card app with code.org. The first step is going to be about empathy. We want to plan out who we're making the card for. So I'm going to be making this for my sister. She does not like sharks, so I think that would be a fun scare for the trick. And then for the treat, she really likes Sour Patch Kids, so I'm going to have those on there. The next stage is going to be making your paper prototype. This is important because you want to plan out first what the prototype is, what your card is going to look like. Here's my example one. So in mine, we're going to have the front of the card. The ID of it is going to be front. And I want to have some text right there that says Happy Halloween, and then 2 buttons. Then I'm going to have a third screen, which is going to be the trick screen. And so that one I'm going to have a shark here. Right now I've got a ghost and it says boo. And then for the treat screen, then I'm going to have the candy and some text. The next part for our paper prototype is you want to have lines kind of showing the actions. So when the user clicks on the trick button, I want it to take them to the trick screen. When they click on treat, it's going to take them to the treat screen. All right, so you're going to be drawing out your paper prototype. This will be the front screen, and then the trick, and then the treat, the different parts as you're going along. Okay, so once you have a paper prototype, you now have an idea of what you want it to look like. Now we're going to transfer this paper design into digital. So to do that, we've got written instructions here. All right, so I'm going to walk you through this. First thing you do is log into code.org and make sure you're logged in so your work is saved. And then we're going to click on New Project and go to AppLab. If you ever need to come back to your work, what you can do is you just click on this projects link here, and then all of your projects will be listed down below. So we're going to create a new project and AppLab. The setup in AppLab is we have kind of our preview of our app here. We've got the toolbox and then the workspace. What's different about AppLab is that we've got these tabs here of coding mode, design, and data mode. We're just going to be working in code and design. First thing we want to do is rename this to be Halloween card. Halloween card. Halloween spells Halloween. And then we're now going to take that paper prototype that you created here, and we're going to convert that into a digital one. So we're going to switch over to design mode, and we're going to put in our elements here. So I'm going to put in the 2 buttons first. So I click and drag one button in, and then the other one for treat. Now the buttons, you can't edit the text there, but you'll notice here in the workspace, depending on which one we click on, it's going to change. So this one is button 1. I'm going to change the ID to say button trick, and this is going to be helpful later on. And the ID is a unique thing. No 2 things can have the same ID within an app. So this is going to help us know which button it is. And then the text, I want to say trick, not tick, trick, even though ticks would be scary. We're going to do the same thing with the other buttons. We're going to say button treat and change the text to treat. You can go through, change the background colors to different things. You can change the text size, a whole variety of things about it. All right, the other thing I want from my paper prototype is some text that just says Happy Halloween. For that one, you want to use the label. Don't use text input. That's for things if you're making like a form. We want a text. We want this label. I'm going to click and expand this. And here I'm going to change the text to say Happy Halloween. And I want to increase the text size. So to do that, it is a property down here of font size. And increase this. If the text ever disappears, it just means that the box isn't large enough. So I'm going to move that there, kind of to the middle. And then text alignment, I want to have be in the middle, so center. And let's change the font family to be something else. That one. Yeah, I like that one. All right, and then we can change the card or the screen as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the background now to select the screen. You can see up here it's called screen 1. And this also I want to change the ID of the screen because here we made the ID as front. It's the front of our card. So I'm just going to say front. And I want to change the background color to be kind of a reddish color. All right, so that's going to be the front of my screen. Now we're going to create our other 2 screens. So while I'm still in design mode, I'll I'll click on this drop down and select new screen. This one I'm going to call trick, and another new screen, and this one's going to be called treat. Okay, I'm going to work on the trick one first. So looking at my paper prototype, I've got text and then an image. So we will add in the text, and it's going to say boo. And I want to add in an image, so I'll click and drag this one in there. With the image, you need to change the image property by right here. So what we can do is click on choose, and then it gives you options of upload a file, link to an image, or choose from icons. For this one, I'm going to link to an image, so open up a new tab, and I'm going to look for a shark. And images, let's see here. Ooh, this is an ugly guy. I'm going to select that one. One of the things, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the link for it. One of the things I found is that on Google, if you right-click and then copy image address, this link that it gives you won't work. But when you click on it and you get the preview, or you go to the actual page, like here, I can now select not copy link address, but copy image address. And we can test that out by pasting it in the URL bar and going to that. And we see that does give us the link to the shark. So we're going to go back to my card. I'm going to paste that image URL that I got and click on submit. And it should load our shark. There we go. I'm going to increase the size of this also right there. All right, I like that. Now you're going to go through and you're going to do the same thing for treat. For right now, I'm just going to put in a text label that says a treat for you. But you'll want to customize this along with images and changing the background. So going back to our paper prototype, let's see if we got what we wanted to have on there. We've got our front of the card, the trick, and the treat screens. So the front, the treat card, and then the trick. The order of these doesn't matter because the way users go through it is going to be with the code. So we're going to go back to the front, and now we need to add this interactivity of when the user clicks on trick, it will take them to the trick page. When they click on the treat button, it'll take them to the treat page. So going back to here, we're now going to switch into code mode, and these are going to be events. So on the event, drag this in here, on the event that something is clicked, that the element and then the action. So here they have different actions, like if the thing changes, or if the mouse moves down, or mouse moves over the thing, we can change a variety of things. We're just going to leave it as click. But this ID refers back to the ID of the actual things, and that's where now, because we changed the ID of this button to be button trick. That makes it easy. We can click the drop down and see button trick. So on the event that the element with ID of button trick, which is our button, is clicked, any code inside here will run. And the code that you want to use for that one is this one down at the bottom of the UI controls. I'm going to drag that one inside, and it's going to set the screen to be one of those screens that we've created. So here again, click the drop down, and because you changed the ID of each of these screens to be something unique, and we can tell what it is. We can see like, oh, I want it to go to the screen with the name of trick. So let's try that out. I'm going to click on run, and trick takes us to here. Awesome. If I run it again, if I try the trick one, that one's not working because we haven't coded it yet. So we're going to add in the same kind of code for that one. So I will click and drag in the on event. This is going to be for our other button, the trick one that we labeled. And we're going to change the screen to then be, oh no, treat. Sorry. I want it to be treat, button treat. So when I click on this button, button treat, when it is clicked, it will take us to the treat screen. So I'm going to run it, and now that one works. But what would be nice is if there was a way to get back to that main screen without resetting it and doing all that. So let's just add that in. So to do that, we just need to add in, this is where on our paper prototype, that'd be good of like adding in a button. Like right here, if I copy that, I have a button here that said like back. And then It's going to go from there back to there. So now when somebody clicks on the back button, it'll take them back to the home screen. So let's add in that interactivity. So first we're going to add in the button. So I'm going to design mode and then trick. I'm going to add a button that'll say back. And for the button ID, I'm going to say button, trick, back. And let's go into our code. So on the event that button trick back is clicked, we want it to take them to the front screen. So do set screen and go to the front. Run that. So trick, they get scared, and then they go back. You can add in more things now, so now you can add in sounds as well. So it could be of when they go to trick, it is also going to trigger some speech, like boo, I scared you, or it could play a sound, and there's different sounds that you can choose from. If you click on this drop down, there's a whole category of different sounds you can choose from and select those. So you got that. When you're done, what you're going to do is click on share, copy a link to the project to turn in, and then you can text it to your friend from there as well. So click on send a phone, put in their phone number, and it will text it to them.